again. My name is JC Basinger. I'm the lead pastor of Hope Community Church. We are a church plant in Queen Creek, Arizona. And it's time for our midweek connection video. This week, we are looking forward to our third Sunday in Advent. And the theme for the third Sunday of Advent is joy. Now, for some, this time of year is a great time of joy. You enjoy the parties and the people and the presents, getting together with family, the food, the beverages. It's all joyous, and you love this time of year. You may be one of the people that instead of decorating after Thanksgiving, you began decorating the house after Halloween, and you start the Christmas music on November 1st. For others, this may not be a joyous time of year. Holidays may bring a sense of loss. Maybe you grew up in a home that was dysfunctional, and holidays were not a time of joy, but a time of misery. Well, why do we have a theme of joy in the midst of Advent, given these polarities, given that some people, this is a great time of year, for others, this is a real struggle. They feel lonely and maybe a little bit lost. Well, we can have joy because of Jesus Christ and because of the good news that he brings. Now, because Jesus brings joy does not mean that he eliminates all forms of suffering. In fact, it's because of the gospel that we can endure suffering and actually not enjoy it, but have a joy in the midst of it. Because the joy that we have isn't something that we conjure up inside of us. It's not something that we manifest in ourselves. It's a fruit of a work done within us. Because in Galatians, there are fruits of the Spirit. That is, that Jesus sent his Spirit, the Comforter, the third person of the Trinity, the Holy Spirit, to indwell the church and to indwell individuals. And that Spirit produces fruit. And Galatians tells us that the fruit of the Spirit is love, joy, and it goes on, peace, patience, on and on. But one of the fruits is joy. That means that we can have joy or happiness, not the emotion, but the disposition, in the midst of suffering, in the midst of pain, in the midst of difficulty. Because the joy is not found in ourselves, it's found outside of us. And the joy is found in trusting Jesus, in trusting who God is, what he has promised, and that even in the midst of difficulties, those afflictions are temporary. They're momentary. They will not last forever. There is a future awaiting each and every believer where there will be no more pain, no more loneliness, no more suffering, no more death. And that's why even Christians in the most difficult circumstances can have joy. Our New City Catechism for today is question 13. And we've been talking about the 10 Commandments. And the 13th question is, can anyone keep the law of God perfectly? What do you think? You probably know the answer. Since the fall, no mere human has been able to keep the law of God perfectly, but consistently breaks it in thought, word, and deed. So we break it in three ways, and I would also add that there's a fourth way in which we break it. So we break it in thoughts, what we think. Maybe we don't do it outwardly, but we have these thoughts that are contrary to God's law. We speak things that are either untrue or hurtful. We do things. But those are sins of commission. I would argue also that there are good things that we do, there are good things that we don't do that we should be doing. That too is a form of law breaking. The withholding of doing good, the withholding of love, the withholding of encouragement, the withholding of giving good gifts to those that are in need, are another form of law breaking. So I hope as we celebrate this time of year And Christmas is a time for us to be reminded of gifts of grace, gifts we don't deserve, that we look for ways to give and to give people gifts that they may not deserve. Maybe there's somebody that you need to forgive. Maybe there's somebody that you need to call or text or send an email telling them that you love them, that you're praying for them. These are just simple ways in which we can try to live out our faith in tangible, small, but impactful ways. But most importantly, even though we've broken the law, we have somebody who stood in our place and fulfilled the law on our behalf. His name is Jesus Christ, and that is why we celebrate this time of year. Well, I hope you have a great rest of the day and a wonderful rest of the week. Looking forward to seeing you on Sunday, either online or in person. If you're not a subscriber yet, I encourage you to subscribe to this channel. Hit the like button. Well, I hope you have a great rest of the day and a great rest of the week, and I'll see you next time.